Hey everybody, welcome to Smashing Game Time. We are two brothers that go through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear, and we are fucking back. That's right, we're back. I am your host, Nick. As always, I'm joined by my brother, Josh.
I don't know what to say. It's been so long.
Well, you know, it's been a month, but we've been putting these things out once a week for the last 2 years without many breaks in between. So anything longer than 2 weeks feels like a fucking year.
I mean, I felt so out of practice, especially when I said, hey, we're just going back to the other format and skipping Batman. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah,
So, okay, I guess it's a yes.
So if you listen to Goaty, so by the way, that feels like years ago. We had promised to do a Batman tier list. We'd started to do it, and Josh had not done his research beforehand and couldn't name half of the fucking villains on the list.
No, here's the problem. I couldn't name them. The problem was I was using two different sets of pictures to identify them, and I could not get it straight, and I'm so mad at myself for that. So I did fix it, so we can go back later and do it.
So maybe that'll be something we do at the end of an episode somewhere in the future. We'll come back to the. I was disappointed because I wanted the Batman Beyond villains because I had done my research on them.
Well, if we're gonna do some more time, or give me more time, technically, I can also throw in the Batman Beyond villains.
I'm here for it. Today we're going to talk the games we've been playing. We're going to go over some news. We'll touch on some of the news we missed while we were away. But, you know, it's actually really busy news time. Everyone's starting to get back into the swing of the year. Summer's just about over. And then at the end of the episode, we lost Game Informer. So Josh picked the carcass of Game Informer, and he's going to quiz me on their game of the years throughout the years. Great fucking magazines. Sorry to everybody over there who's now having to do the game industry shuffle and find a new job. Same to the folks over at Humble Games. That was about a week ago now, and that was fucking. I was reviewing a game published by Humble Games, and I was like, who do we send this to now when it comes? Who's gonna want this?
Who was the developer? Was it Humble as well?
No, the developer was a small indie team.
Okay, so
a duo. I'm forgetting their names. I wish Steam Games would show the title or would show the information on the game page and not just the store page.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was Squid Shock Studios. It was their debut title. Actually, they were the last game. They were the last game to release under the Humble Games.
Right under the wire on that one. That was close.
They came out, and I think a week later, Humble Games was gone. I've actually reached out to them to try and get an interview with them through hard drive, but we'll see. There's probably some NDA stuff they can't talk about. But hey, let's before we get into it, let's do our normal spiel. You can find Smashing Game Time anywhere you get your podcast: Apple, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, YouTube proper, where you can see our faces. As always, fuck the algorithm. Tell a friend. That's right, the algorithms are still trying to take over. Hell no, word of mouth is king here. I don't give a fucking shit. And yeah, we can get into the show now. That's
it.
That's it. Oh, smashinggametime.com. It's been dead over there since we've been gone. Hey, when we said hiatus, we fucking meant hiatus. God damn it.
I mean, it's as dead as that fresh roadkill I passed on the way home tonight. So
that's fresh. I'm still working on my Goaty personal list for the site. I am gonna finish typing that up. But yeah, it's been super busy over here. Josh hasn't played any games. He's been doing all this stuff called work.
So okay, yeah. So I did on here. I put all work and no play because I mean, literally, for those who don't remember, or maybe it's very vaguely remembered, before Goaty lost my job, found out I'm having a kid. At this point, I mean, that's just the two big things. So literally it's been, I got a new job, so I've been working there. It's a whole thing where I'm working, maybe 50, 60 hours a week. Obviously, I'm dealing with a very pregnant and hormonal wife right now, and I thought it was going to be easier than this starting out, but it's not. And I salute all dads and moms out there who are taking care of, or who have ever taken care of a pregnant woman before, because my God, it is a lot of work, and I'm only 8 weeks into it. But yeah, it's been chaotic. So as we're doing this, I did play a couple of games during all this hiatus. Like I played deliver us to the moon. They just released their Switch port back a couple weeks ago. I think it was like July 16th or something like that. I'm working on that review. I do owe that to Mark. I'm hopefully going to have it to him before this comes out, ideally. So hopefully tonight, if not first thing in the morning.
We'll see.
We'll see. And then one, I am also, I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it because it's very weird how it was not presented to me, but it's like, he was like, oh, let me double check on this one. And I don't remember exactly what he said about it. And I think I might be under
Embargo.
thank you, embargo.
You've been
I have to double
NDA'd,
check,
asshole.
I'd have to double check. I don't remember, but there is another one I've been working on for a while. I just haven't gotten to writing it because honestly, I was like, oh, it should be fine. They doesn't have a date there yet, so they might be waiting. They just want to get early copies out. And honestly, I can't remember what he said, but I think it's like, oh, it's embargoed, and it's actually just a preview and not actually a review. And I'm like, okay, well, now I got to rewrite everything I had written in my head, so not a big deal. But
You're
really,
writing those in your head?
Well, I don't mean actually. Like I'm sitting there, I'll like come up with like, okay, this is the basis of what I want to write about it. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. This is what hey, this is the really cool aspects I pulled from it. And maybe they could have spent a little more time here. You know what I mean?
I got
That's
you.
my writing process.
No, it's just like when you get an early access review and you're like, why am I writing this? Everything I'm writing right now is just going to change.
Yeah, I mean, either they're going to look at me and go, dude, we're working on this. Didn't you read the 50-page plan that we had written out for this early access game that probably won't release until 10 years after it's released? I'm talking to you, 7 Days to Die. Yeah.
Hey, they hit 1.0 though, right?
Yeah. How? Well, I think we did this last time we talked about it. I'm sorry. When you release an early access game and expect people to pay money, and then come around and say, okay, well, yeah, the plan is next 2 or 3 years, and it takes you 10.
It's the platforms like Steam and Epic that have to really like buckle down on that stuff.
Yeah, they really. I mean, like I said, there are some out there. Like I will admit that Gray Zone, when that came out, I understood why they did it, and to me, it made a lot of sense. Capitalize while your enemies are crippled, and they did that. That was a fantastic job. And they even said like, "Hey guys," and as far as I remember, I think at least I see it every time I'm on TikTok. They give us updates like, hey guys, this is what's going on. This is what we're working on. This is the plan for the release. And if there's any changes, they're like almost immediate, like, hey, we're going to push this back a couple of weeks. We did come across a couple of issues during the beta testing of this release. So we'll have this out in 2 weeks. And it's like, oh, great. And they've been on top of it, like releasing this shit. It's like, that's great. When you go dead silent and after like 2 years finally release like the smallest patch with one maybe added feature there, that's when I'm like, no, okay, move it on.
I would think it would be hilarious if like years from now they're finally like, we're going 1.0, and by the way, we're wiping and taking this stuff that you like. this thing that we said that would be here forever, we're taking it.
Speaking of which, I don't know. I know you're not familiar with it 100%, but did you hear what happened to Escape from Tarkov?
Did everybody escape?
No. Well, all their equipment escaped. Allegedly, there was a bug that wiped a lot of players' inventories.
If you haven't escaped from Tarkov at this point, you're the problem.
I think the problem is if you're still on that bandwagon, like, I'm sorry. That game, to me, died the minute they started taking away all of the features that, at the time, the highest level version of the game it started to slowly dissipate. And even then, like my favorite feature that I wanted for so long was flash and clear. You could literally toss in a flash and it would kick the door open for you once it went off. It's like, that sounds so cool. I want to do that. It's not even an option anymore. They removed it.
Yeah, we're gonna get off of Tarkov just like everyone else should get off of Tarkov. So I've been a little busy being on the video game side. With this downtime, I picked up a bunch of reviews. Last time we talked, did we talk about how bad some of the boss fights were in Spyro?
Yes, we did.
Okay,
we specifically said Year of the Dragon for sure was like.
I just actually fought Buzz the first boss fight in Year of the Dragon. It wasn't bad compared to the Ripto's Rage boss fight.
No, I think Ripto's Rage was I think Ripto was the only one I'm like, okay, this is like. I mean, it wasn't like the best fight, but it's also the most memorable in my head.
It's when enemies are chasing you and like you have a circular, like the camera's always behind you. And I do think there's a
Hmm.
smart camera that you can use. But like when an enemy's charging you and you got to get away, but your camera's also spinning so you can like mess with your direction. It's awful. It's awful. I won't get back onto it, but I have been playing a lot of Spyro. I think I might 100% rip those rage just for the hell of it with my kid. That'll be fun, Josh. When you have a kid, that'll be some fun. That'll be fun memory stuff.
The problem is the kids won't be able to 100% it because Dad will have already done that.
Well, that's why you start a new save. Meat Boy has been fun. I just boot up my old Meat Boy with my little buddy, and we run through Meat Boy. He loves Meat Boy. Meat Boy is like his
Super Mario.
his Super Mario. Like when we watched our mom play like Resident Evil, that's what Meat Boy is to him. Some games I've reviewed. Speaking of early access, I've reviewed early access version of Hangry. It's kind of like Pal World. It's kind of like Bug Snacks. You're in this world with these creatures that look like these, like it could be like a wolf, but it looks like a strawberry. And the designs look pretty cool, but the game is very early access, very rough. Needs a little more time in the kitchen, no pun intended. Still Wakes the Deep was another game I reviewed. This is a first-person survival horror narrative game. You're on an oil rig in the 70s. Your character is very, if I remember, Scottish, very Scottish, and the characters all have very Scottish accents. Voice acting is top-notch. The game is very scary, if a little on the rails for my taste, but I mean, it's a fun game to play.
Would you recommend it for me, Nick, knowing that I love horror games?
Yeah, and it's on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, you can.
God damn it! I can't believe I'm saying this. I've got Game Pass.
God damn it, he's got it. But no, Josh, I think you would really love Still Wakes the Deep. It's very atmospheric.
I keep seeing a couple like bits and pieces of it, and I'm like, God, that actually looks really good.
It's a quick in and out, and I also think you could 100% it pretty quickly too.
Say less.
So that was fun. I enjoyed that. It was a nice little break from like the busy games out there, the games that keep you busy with stuff.
And that's one. I'm going to cut in real quick. That's the one thing I think we're missing right now in a modern game era is the quick games. That's one thing I loved about Nuclear Blaze. It was so much fun. I enjoyed it. I feel like I could go back and play it a couple more times and still like have a different experience every time. But it was so quick. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I agree. Bo Path of the Teal Lotus is a Metroidvania. Looks very, very, very much like Hollow Knight. Very Japanese folklore focused. Very, very cute, like water color style to it. I really enjoyed it, man. When you don't podcast for a month, you kind of lose the ability to like do the fast pace, like, oh, let me marathon through all these games real quick that I've been playing.
Yeah, and you have a bunch. I mean, this is probably the most you've had in a long time.
Well, and I've got a deep headache. But Bo Path of the Teal Lotus is fun. A lot of the movement is based on platforming. You jump up and you hit like an enemy, and if you hit, it allows you to jump, and you can keep putting yourself through the air like that. The puzzles get very jumpy. It reminds me a lot of the Prince of Persia game from earlier this year. Yeah, that's a nice little treat. That was a nice little short, little 6-hour treat for me that I reviewed recently. And then did I talk about Rania? This
like
was
ever or today?
Like ever on the show. I don't remember if I talked about it.
What was this one again?
This is the top-down kind of Fallout looking game. It's got the blow-up doll at the end.
I think you did, maybe. I don't know.
It's one of those. It's a very short game. It's very weird, and it might be unintentionally funny. I know that I was playing this right up to. I think I was playing it before Godiso and didn't really get to. Maybe I brought it up during Godiso.
Probably
briefly. But yeah, that was a nice. See, and here's the thing: that was a nice short game that I finished in like 3 or 4 hours.
But see, you just named 3 games right there, and altogether it's at least 10 hours.
You're right. And then the other game I'm playing right now for review is Flock. This is the beautiful bird watching. You're collecting birds, just flying around this beautiful world. The game is very minimal. There's no like mission page where you can track your missions. You do have a map where you can track where you've seen a bird, and also like all the different monuments around the map. I think this one's also kind of watercolor-esque. The characters all look like birds. The birds all look like fish or birds or like some other creatures. There's a race of creatures called glebes, and I keep thinking of Rick and Morty every time I find a new glebe.
I know. Sounds very Rick and Morty.
Yeah. And I spent I spent like 2 or 3 hours today looking for crystal flims. I think they're gribs or something, to lure out another bird to like bring into my flock. So when you catch a bird, it joins your flock, and your flock grows when you gain new bracelets that let you have a bigger flock. And they just follow you around after you capture them. There's really no point to them capturing, or no point to them following you around. They don't really do anything. It's not like you're gaining abilities with them.
Is Dan Harmon possibly like on the writing team for this? Because you just named 2 things that sounded very much Rick and Morty-ish.
No, I think they were just making up words as they were making these creatures up. But I will say about this game, kind of makes me want to get into bird watching. There's an app I know of that where if you hear a bird chirping, it's like chirp, 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 chirp. You can put the app up and it'll tell you what bird it is.
It's the same. I think it's the same app that it's for that game Wingspan.
I'm kind of seeing the appeal of bird watching.
Have you played Wingspan before?
No, but I want to, and I also want to check out their dragon version that just came out.
Highly recommend it. It's a really fun game, honestly.
Every time the Steam version's on sale, I think about picking it up.
I'd highly recommend it.
I love the shit out of Stonemaier games, so I need to, like, the scythe behind me hasn't been touched in years, but I love Stonemaier games.
Well, when everybody's finally in town again, we'll have to sit down and literally get the board games out and play the shit out of everything.
Yeah, because it'll be the last time till we all have kids.
No, we'll be able to. We just won't be able to play it and be able to concentrate.
It's like, oh God, shut up! I'm trying to take.
God damn it, Gus!
I'm trying to take the factory. But that's what I've been playing. I've got a few more things. I got some writing to do, like I was telling you before we started recording. Submitted to SNL. Submitted to The Onion. Doing some writing stuff. Life is life is life.
And for those listening, Nick has a new hairstyle since we last saw him.
Is it because I'm playing with it? I don't mean to.
Yeah, you just keep playing with it. It's like, no, we're gonna make this very obvious now for those who can't see or haven't noticed if they're watching. New hairstyle. Honestly,
yes,
I'm kind of digging it. I'm a little like jealous of it. Like it actually looks really nice, but at the same time, like,
is it the way it falls? Damn it. It started curling. It started curling a few weeks back.
It's the way it like you honestly remind me of like an 80s surfer dude. Like not like you just like maybe you're on the precipice of 14, 15, so you're getting into surfing, but you've got the hair growing.
It's very generous that you think I have enough balance to stand on a surfboard.
I didn't say you could. I'm just saying you got that look going.
Well, I gained some weight, so I was like, you know what? Let's gain some weight on the head too. Why not?
Well, I've lost weight.
Oh, look
at you.
You
can see it in my face.
Someone loses a pound, someone else gains a pound. That's just life.
I lost 33.
You son of a bitch.
I'm literally I'm like 315 right now.
Nice. Congrats, man.
Well, thank you. I'm trying to get under 300. I'm at a point now where it's kind of stood still, but I'm like, you know what? It's a lot going on right now. We're going to work on going to the gym after everything's said and done. I'm going to get into a better spot because I feel like it's just been very chaotic.
Well, whatever you're doing, keep it up. Good work, man. I'm proud of you.
Cutting back on stuff. Thank you.
Proud of you. I'm still embarrassed by it, but no, I'm not.
I mean, you're like what? You're about 300, right?
I think like 290. But yeah, I'm pushing 300. Yeah. There was a point.
I didn't mean that in the negative way. But
No.
To be very generous.
There used to be a point, like probably like 10 years ago, where you would tell people that I weighed more than you. And I'm like, he's so fucking full of shit. Like, it pissed me off. I'm like, he's so full of shit. I weigh more than him. I'm going to fucking punch him. I swear.
No, it's been a while. It's been a while since that has been actually factual. So I would like to get to a point where I could actually proclaim that, but not in like a I'm better than Nick, but like a damn, I feel good. I've lost all this extra weight. I'm not going to have a terrible back when I'm in my 40s and 50s, and I might be able to actually chase after my kids and not feel like a complete fat piece of shit.
Yeah, it's not about a competition. It's about living well and cheering each other on.
Making it past 50 to beat your parents, making it past 70 to beat your grandparents. That's the goal.
Let's do it. I want to
Even if
make
it's even if it's only 71, by God, if I beat the old bastards, I'll be happy.
it. I could do 90. I could do 90. I want to do 90.
I mean, I'm the guy who jokes and says when I'm 60, I'm gonna have my kids take me out back and just put one in the back of my skull and bury me right down the spot. So
When I'm 90, I want to announce that I'm having another child. Like, damn, he's still fucking getting it in. What the hell? What's your secret? Like every time there's a woman that hits 100 and they're always like, oh man, what's your secret? And she's like, I just fucking, a lot of sex. Just a lot of fucking.
Dr. Pepper. Oh, the drink? No, Dr. Pepper.
She's just like, between your grandfather and all the people before him, this muff has seen some mileage.
I say, do you know how many Navy men she had to satisfy back in her day?
Well, it's always the women that live longer. It's the women because there's less stress. The men just are angrier, and I'm gonna listen to the older women when they say what it was that kept them so spry and brought them to the ripe age of 110, looking a fucking banana.
I keep
or a
going back to
raisin.
that old lady who said she drank like 10, oh not 10 Dr. Peppers. She drank a lot of Dr. Peppers every day.
That lady was
That is my
full of
hero.
shit. I bet you I bet you that lady just had. You know what? She's probably like a fucking heiress to like the Dr. Pepper like fucking. What's the word? Fortune. The Dr. Pepper fortune, and she's like, I gotta set up my drink Dr. Peppers, and then she fucking died.
I wonder if she was like, maybe if I say it, they'll give me free Dr. Pepper for life.
She was doing the online grift. She's like, the Haktua girl got famous for saying Haktua on the penis. So if I say I drank 10 Dr. Peppers and I'm 110.
Yeah, that fad died so quick. I mean, she literally was like the only reason I think people are like all over it though was because one, I remember that was pretty fucking funny. But two, no one knew who she was. They were like, who is she? We want her. Now they all know who she is. They're like, yeah, we give two shits about this girl.
She's, the few interviews I've seen her do, she seems like an okay person. I just think it's funny because it kind of like shined a light on the way the world works, where it's like, you've got people in the arts working really hard to get to where they want to be. And there was I forget what a movie was like, oh, we want to cast her, we want to reshoot and put her in it. And she was like, no, there are actors out there that have been working their butts off. Go find them. And it just shines a light on the assholes. There were people who were mad. They're like, I've been writing. And she comes up and makes a Haktua joke, and now she's overnight famous. And I look at those people and I go, it's not like you and that person, you and Haktua girl are not in a contest. I feel bad because I don't know her name. I can't remember her name.
I don't know her name either, to be honest with you. But she had her. I mean, it's the 5 minutes of fame. Like it died out so quickly. It's like who cares if she had her 5 minutes of fame? Like, don't get me wrong. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Well, and she's getting her money too. She's getting You look at people like Bad News Brian and I think Crazy Girlfriend I almost said NPR. When NFTs were a thing, they were trying to cash in on like making their meme an NFT, and that was the one time where I was like, no, yeah, you do that because your image has been all over the internet for the last 10 years.
They've used the shit out of your image. You at least deserve some pay because we all know they weren't getting paid. They became slightly famous at the time. They were used consistently.
There was the ocean spray guy, the old guy on TikTok that was like riding his like wakeboard, drinking the ocean spray.
Yeah, you literally could not go an hour without coming across it.
And he probably got some ocean spray money for that.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you they're like, hey dude, even if we don't pay you, we're gonna make sure you're gonna get ocean spray for life.
The more we say it, ocean spray sounds like a disgusting word. Hey baby, you want some ocean spray?
Is that like the slang term for whale sperm?
Is that the way Poseidon like hits on people? Hey, baby, you want some ocean spray? Ugh. Ugh. I sketch idea, and then we're going into the news. Are you ready
All
for
right,
this?
sketch idea. Let's do it. Let's do
Okay.
it.
So I don't know if I told you this yet. You and I haven't seen. You've been so busy. I've been so busy. I'm doing a an audio sketch album for SoundCloud. I'm going to be a SoundCloud sketch comedy writer, or a sketch comic on SoundCloud. It sounded cooler the last time I said it.
It just sounds like a skit of a skit.
So, the sketch is, it's like a news, like an anchor comes up, is like, breaking news, all the world's dogs are now talking and they are spilling the beans. And like, it's dogs like telling, like, oh, he's masturbated 10 times today, and like it's just running through all these dogs like snitching on their owners, doing all these different things. And then it eventually comes to a dog that watches its owner be murdered by a mob boss, and the dog is like the one witness, so the dog is going to testify against the mob boss. And the dog testifies and then has to go into witness protection.
The only thing, I don't know why I was thinking it. I don't know. You have to tell me if you talked about this, because I swear somebody did. I saw it somewhere. Since the dogs are spilling the beans, can the dog who witnessed the murder be the one who witnessed the owner of Bush's baked beans? The mob boss wanted the recipe, so they killed him.
Bush! No, Bush! No! He was my dad.
That's my dad. I don't know if you've ever come across that, but I swear to God, someone at some point brought up the dog from Bush's baked beans, and I'm like, oh my God, if this is not it, this would be ironically perfect since you talked about spilling the beans.
He was always trying to sell that recipe.
He was.
I came up with that on the toilet today.
And he hasn't been seen.
The dog?
Or the guy. Think about it. When's the last time you saw those two in an ad?
To be fair, I don't watch a lot of ads.
But in your situation, like, we're old enough that we remember all these ads. When's the last time you personally saw it?
It's probably been 10 years. They're baked beans, man. They're baked beans.
I'm just saying, like, that's...
They killed them and put them in the beans. We've already eaten them.
He was the secret family recipe.
Gross. Are we ready for the news?
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning Star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news.
Starting off, video game company stock prices all take hits. Now, Nick, I know me and you have talked stocks before, but I think Monday was just chaotic. It wasn't just the gaming industry. It was like literally everybody. I don't think there was a single green anywhere.
Everybody went down. Who's the guy on CNBC, the one that's always yelling? He's like, "You gotta buy that stock!" Da 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 da.
Oh God, what's his name?
It's not.
I know who you're talking about. No, but I know who you're talking about.
Is it something Kramer?
That might be it, unless that's the MSNBC guy. I can't remember.
But he's famously wrong all the time. And at one point on Monday, he tweeted, "Guys, everything's gonna be okay." And like everyone took the meme and ran with it. And we're like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God.
But yeah, so Monday was just a very, very chaotic. I mean, honestly, I don't think anybody anticipated. I mean, literally, I don't think there was like, I saw the picture of like, they'll have like the big, I think it's like the top 50 or 100 stocks. And, usually it's like a combination of green and red. It was all red.
Yeah, very, very bad day for the market, which, I don't have any skin in the game. So I'm like, fuck those people. Yeah, everyone hit pretty hard.
Well, down here they give a very good hey, this is what the stock market looks like. So Nintendo's down 15%, Sega is down 13%, Capcom is down 16%, Nexon 13%, Cave 23%, Konami 8%, Sony 6%, Marvelous 10%, Cyber Agent 10%, Koei Tecmo 6%, Square 5%, and that's just in Tokyo's. That's not including the American-based or European-based.
I'm surprised Square's not down further, because Square, Like it came out that like the numbers for the Rebirth were way lower than they expected.
I think it's because they had a successful 16 and a successful transition for 14, not only DLC wise, but or expansion wise, but transitioning onto the Xbox. I think those things saved them. Not that I think Rebirth is bad. I think my problem, and I still say it because I haven't gotten back to it, is there's so much to do in Rebirth.
I think
So much.
I think the issue here is it's simple enough that I mean there's not that many. Like you went from an install base of however many PS4s there are, and that fucking PS5 number is way lower. So I don't know what they thought was gonna happen numbers wise, but
Yeah, I mean, I get they probably signed some deal with Sony saying, "Hey, we'll release so many games." Like, I don't even think, yeah, I don't think 16 is out yet for PC.
no, but it hasn't even been a year yet.
No, it hasn't, and it's going to be a couple more years before we see Final Fantasy go over there to it. So, I mean, those numbers will get better once they get over to PC. But I agree, like you have to realize at this point, and I think a lot of companies are starting to realize it, which is why we're starting to see more crossplay. Is that you can't just rely on one console. There is console exclusivity. God damn it!
You're cool. You're close.
Exclusives to consoles is not a winning product anymore. You can't rely on that.
Unless it's like your big blockbusters. Like Last of Us 3 is gonna do gangbusters. Fucking
I mean, God of War Ragnarok, same thing. Like, yeah, I agree, but not every company can produce that. Like Square, when's the last time Square had like the most exceptional game that everybody was talking about it for like ever?
14.
Besides 14.
15 came and went, 16 came and went, 12 came in. People just aren't as stoked. If it's not
It was
7,
probably
if Final Fantasy doesn't have a 7 attached to it afterwards.
well, look at Rebirth and all that has a 7 attached to it, and its numbers were not the best.
But it's because there's only so many PlayStation 5s.
That's what I'm saying though. It's like think back. Like I think it was probably X was probably the last big console exclusive at the time to release for Square.
Yeah, I just think Rebirth is a result. Like the Rebirth numbers are a result of there not being enough people out there with PS5s. Had it been a day and date PS5 PC thing, I don't think we'd be having this conversation.
No, their numbers would be it. Honestly, it'd probably do what Kingdom Hearts did for Steam when it finally got released on there. Those numbers skyrocketed.
Oh Jesus!
I know.
We're getting out of here because you're on Kingdom Hearts, but yeah, stock market down. Let it go down a few more days and then maybe buy some stock, everybody.
It definitely leaves the question though: is there going to be more layoffs? Because they're going to want to. Yes, they're going to have to do something to make up their numbers, especially like Nintendo. That 15% is a huge number.
We'll see if Doug Bowser and the rest of the leadership continues to take cuts like it's always reported every time someone else gets fired. But Nintendo, everyone does what Nintendo don't. We fire the little folks. The Nintendo don't do that.
Hey, they'll go from 3 assistants to 2. Okay, that's where they're going to cut next. They're the ones getting hurt more than anybody.
What you got next?
Moving down the list, we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor coming to PS4 and Xbox One. Yes, you heard that correctly. A game that was exclusive to the current gen, has been out for a year, finally coming on last gen consoles. My God, if your consoles can even play it without dying, I will be shocked. So this is the Gamer article written by Rhiannon Bevan. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce your first name. I'm going to go with Rhiannon. Yeah, September 17th this year. They're finally getting it.
They've been clamoring for it. They've been like, give me Jedi Survivor on the PS4 and Xbox One. God damn it.
I mean, and I get it, seeing as we had what was the first one called technically? It was just
Is it? I have no idea.
I gotta pull up my Steam. I've got it on Steam. Hold on. It is Star Wars
Star Wars.
Jedi Fallen Order. So
Weird naming convention.
very weird. That's why I'm like, I had to stop thinking. I'm like, wait a minute, because this one's Jedi Survivor. I know the other one is a little different. So it played. I had it on Xbox One. It played fine. Like there wasn't it wasn't bad. Like there wasn't anything wrong with it. It probably did lack in some aspects. There probably was a little bit of stuttering, but it was fine. It worked out great. However, there is no way in hell games that were built for the next gen and are being ported, not developed, ported over to the last gen consoles. There's no way they're going to survive.
Can you imagine someone not only playing this on the last gen consoles, but playing on the original PS4 and Xbox One, not playing on the Pro, not playing on the One X, playing on the I have original PS4 over there and it's shaking in its boots. It's like, don't boot that up on me, please don't boot that up on me. My PS4 is so old, it's like aged into dork. It's like, don't put that in me, please.
It's not only that, but think about this. So you still have, I think if I remember correctly, and people are going to correct me if I'm wrong on this, I'm pretty sure Modern Warfare, their big free-for-all battle royale, what's it called? Warzone, thank you. Warzone, I think, is still on last gen as well. Those are already, like, that's like 170 gigs too much. There is no way this game is going to stay under 100 gigs. There's no way.
Those poor fucking people. Good luck.
I mean, you're going to have those two games on your console, and that's it.
They're going to, like, I can't wait for the side-by-side comparisons when this comes out.
It's going to be a shit show. People are going to, like, I guarantee you the only reason Respawn did this is they're like, wait a minute. If we put this on the last-gen consoles, we'll not only make those sales, we'll kill those consoles, and they'll be stuck to buy the new console.
This isn't a Respawn decision, Josh.
I would say Disney, but then you'll tell me, no, this is not a Disney decision.
Josh, do you not see the big fucking letters underneath Jedi right here? Do you know those letters?
Respawn's letting it happen, Nick. They could say no and just take the
No, they can't, Josh. They can't.
Yes, they can.
Josh, no.
Nick.
Josh,
Nicholas,
I'm going to cancel the podcast.
Cancel it. Go ahead.
It's gone. Josh,
so,
EA, it's EA.
But Nick, I'm trying to think of an analogy that I can use that won't get me in trouble.
You're not smart enough. Next one.
Consoles are dying. All right, moving on. JB Smoove is making and potentially starring in a High on Life animated comedy series. That's right. For those who don't know who JB Smoove is, Nick, if you scroll down just a little bit for me real quick. So that's him. For those who like Marvel, he's the gym teacher.
Gym teacher in the Marvel Spider-Man movies. He plays Leon in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yep.
He was a character in the new Blockbuster show. He's all over the place, man.
You would recognize him. I only thought Marvel immediately because that's the first thing that came to mind. I know he's been in many other things, but
he's one of the best examples of someone joining a show like 10 seasons or 6 seasons in and becoming like an instant staple in the show. That was honestly him in Curb.
In every show he's been a part of, or every movie he's been a part of, like to me, he instantly sticks out and he makes it so much better.
Oh, he's also in I didn't know he was in Teen Titans Go. Yeah, this makes sense. I mean, you can't have Justin Roiland do it.
Well, I'm sure that was their first pick prior.
He's too busy DMing minors.
Yes.
Moving on.
But yeah, so
this is fine. I think it just can't be JB Smoove. He's a great voice actor, great character actor, but you gotta no,
there definitely needs to be more people there. I think he'd be a good, like, I wouldn't say side character, but like third party character. Like he's maybe in every episode, but he's not like the main focus of every episode.
Okay, so he's producing it. Is he? So I'm gonna guess this is animated. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there are any other voices from the game. Jack Black was in the game, right?
Pretty sure.
Jack Black, bring back everybody but Roiland. Let's see. Okay, hold on. The game, however, is known for its list of talent, which includes Tim Robinson, Michael Cusack, Mike Stacklasa, Zach Hadel, Tom Kenny, Nolan North, and more. I thought Jack Black, but you know what? Jack Black will end up in this show because he's voice acting everywhere right now.
He's killing it.
I think this will be. Does it
I think
say
it'd
where
be a
he's
good
putting
one.
it? Where's it going
I
to be?
think it's Netflix, right?
I don't think it outright says it. It could, but you know what? Netflix is really good with their animated video game shows. They've got Arcane that's coming to an end this year. They're doing an animated Gears of War show. They've got that Cyberpunk show that was really good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it said it was either going to be Netflix or HBO. So
Castlevania also really good.
I need to watch the newest one.
It depends because it looks like it's coming out of Squanch, the game studio. So if Squanch has an overall, if they have if they have a deal with the studio, it'll go there first. And like if that studio doesn't like it, or if that distributor doesn't like it, it'll go somewhere else.
Right.
Game came out 2 or 3 years. Jeez, wow. Wait.
2022, didn't it?
Jeez.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I know. It seems like yesterday.
The recent announcement of shows getting picked up, like Dredge is getting turned into a movie, I believe. El Paso Elsewhere. What else got picked up? There were some other indie smaller titles that got picked up, and it's like, wow, we're really going at these games. So that I like this move. I think this makes sense. JB Smoove is very talented and is attached to mostly great stuff. So I'm excited to see that. What do we got next?
Dead by Daylight to collab with Five Nights at Freddy's. This was bound to happen eventually. Let me do the spiel first. This is a Polygon article written by Cass Marshall. So it's just came out, or it's just about to come out. Dead by Daylight just is working on their Castlevania crossover.
Yeah, Dracula.
So,
Dracula's going in.
Yeah,
the game.
Dracula's the killer, and you get to play as Trevor Belmont as a survivor.
Crazy how big Dead by Daylight is.
Oh yeah, and for a game, let's see, this game came out in 2017. So I gotta look now because I actually don't know off the top of my head. I mean, it's been out a while, and like at one point, it kind of felt like it was like a dying game, and then all of a sudden, a fresh breath of life was brought into it.
The FNAF stuff is funny because everyone thought there was going to be a FNAF collaboration in Fallout, Fortnite, and this news came out, and like the wind completely went out of the sails. Like everyone in Fortnite was pissed. They're like, "What?
Yeah, no, 2016 on Windows, and then PS4, Xbox One, 2017.
Yeah, this game's pushing 10 years old. It's crazy.
And what cracks me up is, Nick, and I know you don't. I think you maybe played it once or twice, right?
I've watched it more than I've played it. I don't know how much I've played it.
In your opinion, do you think you would enjoy being the killer or a survivor?
I think the survivors have a better. I would prefer surviving because I like the teamwork aspect of it.
Okay, so I think you're on the basis with everybody in the world. Apparently, everybody likes playing survivor, which shocks me. I thought being a killer, like every time I played, I'm like, oh, I want to be the killer. And when I first started playing it, no, like I always was the survivor. I'm like, man, I just want to be the killer. And now it's all everybody wants to play as a survivor. They don't want to play killer. And I'm like, dude, I would love to play the killer. Let me be him.
I feel bad for like I think it was Turtlehead Studios or Turtle Island Studios that did Evolve, like this one versus everybody format that everybody was chasing in the like early to mid 2010s. Evolve came out and went. The Fable one got canceled. There were all these different titles chasing this, and then the one that stuck was Dead by Daylight.
About serial, I mean, yeah, because it's fictional serial killers. I mean, they've done.
It's the Fortnite model. They lean heavy on IP. They lean very heavily into the IP and people.
And it works for them. And look, so I think their most successful one to date was. I want to say it was Ghostface.
Ghostface was the big one. That feels like a recent one, but if I look it up and I find out it was 5 years ago, I'm going to scream.
Oh, it was like, yeah, it was actually 5 years ago, 2019. Here, let me just name off the last. So from August 27th, 2024 this year, it's Castlevania.
Okay.
Before that, there was Tomb Raider, which they only brought Lara Croft in. Then before that, June 3rd of this year, Dungeons and Dragons, they brought the Lich as the killer, and then they brought two people I've never even heard of, so Astri Yazir and Bamor Uraz.
Those sound like names.
Yes. January 30th this year, they brought Alan Wake in as a survivor. Chucky.
It's hilarious.
Obviously, they brought Chucky. Alien, the Xenomorph for the killer, Ripley for the human. Obviously, we got Nicolas Cage last year. That's already been a year that Nicolas Cage was announced.
And these all stay in the game, right? They don't come and go.
Yeah, they all stay. And then if we're gonna before that, skipping a few of them, you had the Resident Evil. You had Albert Wesker, but they call him the Mastermind as the killer. And then you had Ada Wong and Rebecca Chambers as the heroes.
And all these killers play different play styles, right?
Yeah, each of them have their own different perks and stuff. For example, you can play as Michael Myers. One of his big perks is basically the more you stalk your victims, the stronger you get. The problem is the survivors know that you're stalking them because they can hear the piano music playing. Or at least that's what it was when it first came out. I don't know if it's changed, but that was his perk. The more he did it, and before you saw him, the more powerful he got. He would be able to walk faster. He could basically teleport, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, the fact that we're getting a Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, yeah, obviously it's a year from now, so
it's a small world.
But it's definitely going to be very and obviously they're going to have a lot more in between it. But it's very interesting that, like you said, I think Evolve could have been successful. I think the problem is they were the first out the gate. It's almost like PUBG compared to Fortnite.
They were too early to the party. You know what? Evolve could have been if Evolve had held on. You know what it would have become? They'd be adding Godzilla. They'd be adding all these
King
kaijus,
Kong.
All these different monsters.
Yes.
King Kong, yeah.
I mean, literally, just there's so much they could have brought. And it's damn, that would have been really cool, and they would have brought in more. They call them heroes. I don't remember what they called them. Mercenaries.
I think so. I was so hyped. I was so hyped on.
Oh, and it was fun to play. Don't get me wrong. It was definitely a very fun game to play.
Yeah, but I was drinking that fucking Kool-Aid. I was like, man, Xbox One, we got Evolve. Halo 5's coming out, man. These fucking.
Have you seen that Watch Dogs game, man? We got to pre-order that shit now.
We gotta get this Xbox One.
Yeah, Xbox One fucking destroyed my dreams.
Josh, thank you for pulling this news. I pulled a little bit myself. So while we were gone, before I go to this other one, it was actually announced today, actually. So we weren't gone for this part. The battle passes in Fortnite, stuff from old battle passes is going to go up for sale in the stores. People are pissed about that.
I don't blame them.
So that's interesting. We'll see how that one breaks up. The other thing, Xbox 360 store shut down on the 29th. So about a week ago, right? At this point?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. Last Monday. And with that, a bunch of games are no longer available to buy at all. You can't find these games anywhere to legally purchase. So I wanted to run down this list real quick. This is a list that was put out by Games Radar. This is by Dustin Bailey. This is from late last year, so December 2023. Let's look. So Aegis Wing. I remember Aegis Wing. I had that in.
Oh, we played the shit out of that game.
Yeah, the ship
that was
would
the
connect.
first. I think that was one of the first arcade games we got and played cooperatively.
Yeah, let's run down this list. Arcadian Warriors, Battlezone, Blazing Birds, Boogie Bunnies, Bubble Bobble, Neo, Crazy Mouse, Crimson Alliance, Defenders of Ardania, Diabolical Pitch, The Dishwasher Dead Samurai. That one's crazy to me because that game seemed like a big, I remember that always popping up in the store for what felt like a year. So it's crazy that one's not going anywhere. Double Dragon 2, Wander of the Dragons, Fire Pro Wrestling, other versions of that are around. Freefall Racers, Fruit Ninja Connect. I mean, it's a Connect game, but still a Fruit Ninja game, no longer available. Full House Poker, Fusion Genesis, Gel, Set and Match. I imagine that's a tennis game. Gotham City Imposters. That one also makes sense with there being the Batman licensing and everything. They're just like, you know what? We just leave it.
You also get like terrible reviews though.
Yeah, that was the like the hero-based shooter with like the Batmans and the Jokers, right?
Yeah, like they fight during the day and then at night they all scramble because Batman's out.
Happy Tree Friends, False Alarm, Haunt, Home Run Stars, Hybrid. Hybrid was the Summer of Arcade game. The one where you didn't move, you just pressed a button and it would take you to the next cover. And you'd like get up on the ceiling and get down.
Oh yeah. Damn.
Rest in peace, fucking Hybrid. Ouch. Connect Fun Labs, Connect Sport Gems, Lead Me's, Meteos Wars, Minesweeper Flags, Mini Ninjas Adventures, Panzer General Allied Assault, The Path of Go, Puzzle Arcade, Puzzle Bobble Live, Rainbow Islands, Towering Adventure, Recoil Liberator, Schizoid, Spyglass Board Game, South Park Let's Go Tower Defense Play. I loved that one. South Park Tenderman's Revenge. I never played that one. Things on Wheels, Totem Ball, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Special Editions, Wing Commander Arena, Wits and Wagers, Racketeer. That's another Summer of Arcade game gone forever. Fucking crazy. I'm pretty sure it was Summer of Arcade. Yoho Kablamo, Zombie Wranglers. Wow, they didn't mention the Yaris game. The Yaris game. Pretty sure that was only on there. This article goes on to say, Aegis Wing is probably the title most worth calling out here because it's a weird outlier in multiple ways. Technically a first-party Xbox game developed as part of a unique Microsoft internship program by 3 developers and released on Xbox Live Arcade with the assistance of Carbonated Games. Game is free on 360 Marketplace and backwards compatible, but you can't actually acquire it on the current consoles. You can only get it by digging into the old Marketplace and adding it to your account there. Man, I've like reading that. It just got.
You know what else is missing on that list, Nick?
What?
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost like 95% sure. Uno. Because it was literally, I think they launched. It launched with every console, but it was only digital.
Uno. That used to be the porn place, man.
Yeah, that's where you go to watch
people,
the ugly people bang. Am I wrong?
This is just an episode of Lost, man. Uno, the place where you went to watch ugly people, where you wear. I mean, say it. The place where you went to watch ugly people bang.
You're welcome for that one.
Look what they've taken away from us. Jesus. I do have that Xbox camera laying around. I might have to plug that in just for memory, for old time's sake. But rest in peace to all those. Josh, thank you for pulling the news and for reminding me about Uno Hose. You got a meme for us? Meme time.
Oh, I sure do.
All right, hit us with the meme.
So it's PlayStation 4 on its deathbed. It's downloaded the new Jedi Survivor. It's asking you if you want to play a game, and Jedi Survivor just pulls the plug.
Oh, and the console flatlines. Okay, all right. Yeah. I think this is a better one for the Instagram and a little harder to sell in the words for the podcast listeners, but it's a good one. I assure listener, the viewers on the YouTube, you can make your decision there, but listener, I can assure you it was a good meme. Good job, Josh.
It was a good meme. Thank you.
All right. Game Informer is dead. RIP to the 33-year-old magazine. Didn't realize it was only a year older than me. And our hearts go out to everyone who was affected by that. Hope you guys land on your feet. Josh is picking its carcass, though, and quizzing me. Josh is quizzing me on their game of the years. I don't know how many years we're going to do. Let's test me. Let's test me.
All right. Do you mean just go randomly, or do you want me to go down the list?
Whatever you want to do, but I have to ask, do you have a Game Informer nearby?
I think not like nearby, but I think I have a couple of the physical copies stashed somewhere, yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll have to dig up. I'll have to dig up mine too, and we'll have to.
If not, I've got a ton of digital copies. Actually, I don't even know if I can access them.
I was gonna say, so I imagine someone might have got There might be some rubble rouser on the internet that's like, I've got them all. Here you go.
Well, at one point they quit doing physical copies. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I think it was all digital towards the end.
Fucking hell. Rest in peace, Game Informer. Josh,
All right,
quiz
I'm
me
gonna go down
the
the
way
list.
you see fit.
I'm going on the list, and I will give you the category of the game to make it a little bit easier.
Okay.
But game of the year for each year, and it starts with 1992, and it is a fighting game.
Street Fighter 2.
That is correct. 93, same thing. Fighting game.
Mortal Kombat.
You're on spot. Perfect. 94. Guess technically it's a that can't be a platform adventure.
Give me a console.
Platform sides. Super Nintendo.
And it's a platformer?
I say platformer, and I'm like, I don't think it was technically a platformer. It's probably more of like it's level based. How about that?
Donkey Kong Country?
Yes. 95. Similar.
So it's not Donkey Kong Country 2. Is it Donkey Kong Country 2?
It actually is Donkey Kong Country 2. 96. Platformer, I would say technically.
96. Is it Super Nintendo or have we jumped yet?
We're in the 64 era.
Is it on the N64?
It is on the N64.
Is it Mario 64?
It is Mario 64. That's why I was like, technically it is a platformer, but I don't know what you categorize that.
No, Mario is a platformer.
Okay.
So is Donkey Kong Country. Josh, if you're jumping on platforms, it's probably a platformer.
So I understand platforms, what they are in modern times, but back in the day, I'm like, technically, I guess I don't actually have the best grasp of what was a platformer and what wasn't.
I hear you. What you got?
97. It's a JRPG.
Final Fantasy 7.
Yep. 98. We go to, I guess, technically our first open world game for the 64.
For the 64.
Mm-hmm.
Is this Zelda, man? Is this Ocarina of Time?
It is Ocarina of Time.
Man, these genres are a fucking wreck. I don't know if it's you or just just genre in general is just a wreck.
Well, here, let's just click and see what genre.
No. Can just continue with the game.
Action adventure. Okay.
It's not just you, but yeah, I get why you would think open world. Go ahead.
I mean, technically it is. Tell me I'm wrong. It's not. It's definitely open world.
That world is open. It's not closed.
99 is a sports game.
It's a sports game.
Yeah.
Is it Tony Hawk?
It's
2?
Tony Hawk.
Was that 2 or 3?
It was the first one.
Oh wow, I didn't realize the first one they were really into it that much. Wow.
I'm gonna do 3 more, then I'm gonna skip further down.
Oh no, let's just keep going. Let's do.
Keep going. Okay.
I'm fucking. I haven't missed one yet.
2000, same thing. It's a sports game.
It's a sports game. Is it Tony Hawk 2?
It is Tony Hawk 2.
Damn, these guys were easy.
2001. I'm gonna click it because I don't want to give it away. Action adventure stealth game.
Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yep. Damn, I'm gonna have to do for this one too. Oh, okay, that is okay. 2002. It is an action adventure.
Console.
PS2.
Action adventure 2002. Is it Vice City?
God damn it, you're good. All right. 2003. We're on to the GameCube. It is also an action adventure.
I don't know.
Do you want another hint?
Yeah, GameCube 2003 action adventure. Is it? I think I've had it. Is it Wind Waker?
It is Wind Waker. First person shooter 2004 on the Xbox.
Halo 2.
Correct. Survival horror. It's a third person shooter on the GameCube 2005.
Was that really 2005? I mean, it was Resident Evil 4, but I thought I could have sworn
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 was the year before, but whatever. I guess it was January 2005 when that came out.
January 11th, 2005.
God, I'm fucking old.
Ooh, 2006. It is an action adventure.
Console?
GameCube and the Wii
Oh, this is Twilight Princess.
is correct. Now on to the 360 with first-person shooter.
Halo 3. Wait. 2007?
2007.
It's a first-person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
See, now this is a fucking mucky year because this is like one of the fucking best years in gaming.
Uh-huh.
It could be Halo 3. It could also be Orange Box, but it could also be Modern Warfare. Let's do Modern Warfare.
BioShock.
God damn it, fucking BioShock. Hey, we've missed one. We've missed one out of however
That's
many.
pretty good. You're literally 15 years in and you missed one. That's impressive. Going on to 2008. This is a
BioShock
action adventure.
2008 PS3, right?
Xbox 360, PS3, and PC.
Shit, it's a multi-plat. They really liked this. 2008.
2008.
Assassin's Creed 2.
Do you want me to give you a hint?
Yeah, give me a hint.
When you bought it, you wouldn't let us touch it.
Well, that was all of them.
You came home immediately and played it on me and Jake's Xbox 360 and would not let us touch it. And even then, I don't think I never played your copy of it. I think I'd actually go get my own copy.
It's not Gears 2.
It's a sequel, if that helps.
2008 sequel that was on multiple consoles. And it's an action adventure. What? When did it come out? Like what?
That was April 29th of 2008 for the PS3 and Xbox 360.
Oh, this is GTA 4.
It is GTA 4. 2009, PS3, and it is an action-adventure third-person shooter.
This is one of the Uncharted's.
But which one?
Okay, so Uncharted. At this point, it would have been 2.
That is correct. 2010, action-adventure game. Came out on the PS3, Xbox 360, Nintendo Switch, and PS4.
What year is this again?
2010?
So it's not the Switch, it's the Wii or Wii U.
No.
2000.
Nintendo.
It's on the Switch now.
Yeah. Still came out on the Switch.
It's on the
And
Switch now.
PS4.
You're a fucking asshole, Josh. And what's the genre?
Action adventure.
I hate that fucking genre because it could be anything.
I would also put in third person shooter technically, in my opinion.
2010. 2010. Is this let's see, 2007 was Modern Warfare, 2008 was World at War, 2009 was Modern Warfare 2, 2010 would have been Is it Black Ops?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, the first Red Dead, son of a bitch. Yeah.
All right, I gotta see this one because I think. Oh, okay. 2011. It is a action role playing. At this point, it's been on PC, PS3, Xbox 360, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch,
Final Fantasy 14.
PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S.
14, right? Oh, no, it's not Fortnite either. Oh, what the fuck is it? It's on everything.
It's literally on everything. It originally came out for...
Oh, GTA 5.
Is that your final answer?
2011. So it's GTA 5 is either 11 or 12 because it comes out basically the next year. You got to give me. What was the
You
genre?
want it? It is action role playing.
Action role playing.
It had 3 DLCs.
This Diablo 3?
Final answer?
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim.
Fucking it being on everything should have been the giveaway.
And I was like, seriously, it's literally on everything. You should know this, Nicholas.
That's the model now, though. Everything's on everything. All right, I'm down 3, but I'm still I'm pretty good. I'm gonna pass this test.
2012. It is an action role-playing third-person shooter.
2012.
And it was on PC, 360, PS3, and the Wii U.
Well, the Wii U cuts it off. What the fuck? 2012.
I didn't know about the Wii U. That's kind of interesting. I might have to look at that.
So it's not Grand Theft. Okay, so it's not Grand Theft Auto because the Wii U cuts that off. Action role playing. Fuck, dude, this is tough.
Let's see. There's 1, 2. There was 4 notable DLCs for it.
That doesn't narrow it down at all.
Would help if I told you it got remastered in 2021.
It really wouldn't.
I'm trying to give you more hints without giving away like the big details.
Give me developer.
That'll give it away.
Fucking hell, it would. It's not Mass Effect. Is it Mass Effect? Is it really Mass Effect 3?
Yeah, it is Mass Effect
3. They gave
3.
Mass Effect 3 Game of the Year.
They did.
See, there's an issue when it's a bad game getting Game of the Year. But also, if I remember correctly, that year was very soft.
It was, but the Wii U part threw me off when I saw that. I'm like, really on the Wii U?
Fucking Mass Effect 3.
Now I kind of want to find a Wii U and find a copy of Mass Effect 3 just to play it.
Fucking 3. God damn.
You know how awful, like if all consoles to get it on, you get it on the one console that doesn't have 1 or 2. So you have to just play off 3 story the worst ending possible.
Fucking.
Like that's the biggest fuck you I've ever heard on a Nintendo. I'm sorry.
What's next?
2013 is an action adventure. PS3 and PS4.
Just PS3 and PS4?
Mm-hmm.
Last of Us.
That is correct. 2014. This is honestly pretty funny.
This is a bad year. You thought 2012 was bad. 2014 is gonna be fucking terrible.
It was very bad. It's an action role-playing game.
Oh, it's what's the BioWare one called? Fuck, what are they called? Dragon Age.
God damn it, you're right. I'm shocked that you knew that off the top of your head.
Inquisition. Yep.
2015.
Because it would have been that, or it would have been Shadow of Mordor. That was just a bad fucking year for games.
It was a very bad year. 2015, action role playing again. Once again, PS4, PC, Xbox One, Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
2015.
2015.
Action adventure.
Action adventure.
It's not GTA 5.
2 DLCs.
Skyrim's out of the picture at this point. It wouldn't have been Fallout. 2015. Oh, Can I have another hint?
It is a sequel.
It is a sequel. 2015.
It's one of the best-selling video games of all time.
Is it No, it's not It's not GTA 5. 2015. One of the best-selling video games of all time.
There was a glitch that you can get infinite gold.
That's a
And
lot.
they eventually patched it And if you try it again, there was an interaction with an NPC where he was basically a tax collector, and he'd basically take all the gold from you and put you in jail. Oh, come on. That was like a huge giveaway. The Bloody Baron.
Oh, is this Dark Souls 2? 3? The Bloody...
Answer.
The Witcher. Witcher 3.
There you go. I was like, I'm trying to
Baron.
give you every hint I possibly could, and I was scrolling through it, and I'm like, oh, the Bloody Baron, that sticks out. Sure.
Man, Witcher 3's been almost 10 years at this point. God, I'm fucking
Yep.
old.
All right, we're at 2016.
Fuck,
And
it's just going to get harder for the next 8.
Oh,
for
this
these
one should
last
be easy,
8.
though. First-person shooter. Came out on PS4, PC, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch.
This Overwatch?
This is Overwatch. 2017. Action adventure.
Oh,
Came
this
out
is
on
Breath of the Wild.
Yep. 2018. Do I have to say anything beyond that?
Yeah, you kind of do. I don't think I played much in 2018.
PS4, PC.
Genre?
Action adventure, hack and slash.
Oh, God of War.
Is correct.
2018 was a fucking stacked year because that was Spider-Man also, wasn't it?
Yep. 2019. Action adventure came out on sorry. PS4, PC, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Stadia. Here's a hint that'll probably maybe give it away. It's connected to another series that came out on the 360.
Oh, 2019. What month or what's the release date on this?
First actual release for the PS4, Windows, and Xbox One is the 27th of August, 2019. It is only a single-player game, if that helps.
It's a single-player game. It's a continuation of something from the 360 era.
Not a continuation. It is connected.
It's connected. I'm gonna need another hint. This is tough.
Federal Bureau of Control.
Control.
I read it. I'm like, fuck that. I was like, fuck. I
Control
can't believe
is
I just
5
saw
years
that.
old. That's one I need. That's one I need to play.
I've only gotten through the first I don't call it a dream sequence, but that first you get your abilities sequence.
That I need to go play Alan Wake too.
Yeah.
It was just buggy as fuck on the Epic Game Store.
Is it on Game Pass?
No, but they are. I think they are getting a physical release now.
2020. All right, we have an action adventure single player game. Came out on the PS4 June 19th of 2020, and then also released on the PS5.
Oh, Last of Us 2.
Yep. 3 more, Nick. God, this is sad. 2021.
It Takes Two.
First person shooter.
No, okay.
Single player and multiplayer. Came out on the PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X.
Is this Halo?
This is Halo. That is sad. The Halo Infinite got Game of the Year.
That multiplayer was really good out the gate.
No, wait, it was free. So yeah, that was really good. But I'm saying if you're gonna give it both, story and multiplayer, no, put the story down, friend. You're hurting yourself.
Multiplayer.
2022. We have an action role-playing game. It is a single-player / multiplayer game. Released February 25th of 2022.
On what?
PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS.
I'm gonna need a little more just because this is fucking.
They have one DLC that just
2022
released,
came out February of 22. Single
And they-
player, multiplayer
DLC that just released,
that just released.
like recently, within the past couple months.
This isn't. It's not Destiny 2. What is this? What is this? It's not Apex.
There was a famous writer on the team.
Oh, this is Elder. The tree. What the fuck is that game called? Elden Ring. There it is.
There you go. All right. And lastly, but not surely, 2023, Nintendo Switch single player action adventure.
Did they really give it to Tears of the fucking Kingdom?
They fucking give it to Tears of the fucking Kingdom. I mean, so Tears of the Kingdom, Halo Infinite, Mass Effect 3. Those are the only ones there that I'm like, those are very questionable. I have to go back and see like what the competition was for all of them.
Tears of the Kingdom in the year that was last year, and you fucking picked Tears of the fucking Kingdom. I get it that you have to. I get it that you're like a mass appeal magazine and have to pick like the thing that everyone's heard of, so they're not like, oh, there goes Game Informer picking fucking thirsty suitors as their game of the year.
Like, let's just. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3. That came out in 2023. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, Resident Evil 4 remake. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Street Fighter 6,
Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2, Dave the Diver, for Christ's sake.
Best indie game of the year.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I don't. And you know what's funny at going through that list, like how un-PC like focused they were, because
they were very
Half-Life
console focused.
Half-Life 2 in 2004, nope. Halo 2, they were very console centric, so that's hilarious.
Halo 2, so like I guess the technicality is Halo 2 was PC and console.
I don't think the PC one didn't come out until a few months later though. I feel like I don't think it was like day and date.
Windows, no, it didn't come out until 2007.
Yeah, it was locked up on that Xbox. They wanted to sell that box for sure.
Which makes sense, but yeah, like that, like those are the only questionable years. Like the rest of it's pretty solid, I would say. I mean, the Dragon Age Inquisition, I think, was like
it was a slow year. Like seriously, 2014 people act like 2020 was a drought, but at least in 2020 we had all these indies coming out left and right. Fucking 2014, dude, like there was nothing on the calendar. It was like, yeah,
Grand Theft Auto 5, The Last of Us Remastered, Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight,
Bayonetta 2, Dark Souls 2.
This was still in a time when like those smaller indies weren't like Steam was still big, fairly new at that point, right? Steam was what, 2011, 2010,
something like that, yeah.
So yeah, but hey, 30 out of 33 or 30 out of 32, however many that ended up being.
I mean, yeah,
29, however, whatever.
31, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Yeah, 31.
So I missed 3 of them. So I got 28 out of 31.
Still pretty good, though. Like that, yeah, it's still an A.
It's an A. I'll take it. Well, hey, we reached the end of the show, everybody. We're happy to be back. We're going to be back up to Wednesdays next week, back to our normal time. We just needed the extra day to walk off our hiatus 15. I can feel it in my gut. You can find me, Nick, on Twitter at that Kaufman. You can also find me on Twitch and YouTube at Nick Fat Knight. I also have articles and pieces that go up on Hard Drive. I've got an interview with Elias one of the producers slash folks who worked on Players. So go check that out. I've also got some funny satire pieces up there. And then as always, I've got reviews up on Game Chronicles. So go and check those out. Josh, where can the people find you?
Find me anywhere and everywhere. I'm Josh Sang, and I know I've said this before, but I'm trying to get into a better spot. But I will have new articles on our website soon.
Put it on the vision board for 2025, friend. Smashing Game Time, by the way, is that website. SmashingGameTime.com. Go over there, check out the podcast, check out the new written words when they eventually are up there. And as always, Alex Marvin Clark does our wonderful intro and outro song, Hunt Him Down. There's a link to his SoundCloud. Go check him out. Everybody, this has been Smashing Game Time. I hope you all had a smashing great time. We'll see each and every one of you next time.